On this week's Tuesday Talk, we are sharing our story before we hit the road, which is something a lot of you have requested, and so here it is.
Yeah, something that makes, I think, our story a little bit more unique is, yes, the traveling, yes, the Airstream, I guess, but we're coming at this from another element of financial independence and early retirement. Now, I think a lot of you already know about that, well, at least some of you know about financial independence and early retirement and the fact that we are financially independent, so we don't necessarily have to work from the road, even though we do have some side hustles like this YouTube channel and a blog and things like that do pull in some income.
That was not the plan.
We are completely financially independent, which means we don't need to make income at this point to sustain our lives. Yep. And I think that is a unique element to our particular story, because to be perfectly honest, my dream was never to travel the country in an Airstream.
No, that came after we started working towards financial independence and early retirement and trying to figure out what would be next, because we weren't set in our home base in Tucson. We didn't have to stay. In fact, we didn't want to. We wanted to see more of the country, and this became the way to do that. So the Airstream and everything flowed from our early retirement plans.
Yeah, that was the implementation of our early retirement. That was not the end goal necessarily. From my perspective, I graduated from college. I bought a supercharged Corvette. I really fell into the traditional lifestyle of earn and spend. And eventually I just realized that even with all this stuff I had, like the house in the suburbs, the Cadillac, the Corvette, the sport bike, that all that stuff just wasn't making me genuinely happy. And I knew I had to make a change. So right before I married, or met. Courtney and I got married, well, really marriage, we knew that we were going to have two finances that are going to come together, and we're going to have a lot of extra money that we have to figure out what to do with.
So we both had good jobs. We both worked IT in Tucson. We both owned homes. We both owned cars. We had
many cars.
No debt.
At least for me. She only owned one. She was more reasonable.
That's how many you need.
Yeah.
So we had no debt besides our homes, and that was the question. With two incomes and all this great setup, what do we do with the extra money? Do we rent out one of the houses? Do we get a vacation house? Do we go on luxurious vacations? And this one hated his job and had come to this realization that he didn't need all the stuff. And so he's looked into what would happen if we only lived on one income.
And save the rest, and save the other.
Yeah, and that's what we did. In fact, we ended up living on 30% of what we made. So we saved 70% of our combined income for a number of years.
That adds up quick.
Yeah.
70% of two IT salaries?
Yeah.
That adds up quick.
We had a very strict budget. We were stricter than we are now in terms of eating out and everything else. We spent $300 on groceries, $50 on restaurants every month. Like, we had it down to a science, because we had this end goal of wanting to get out. And so Steve retired in December of 2016.
2016. I was 35.
Yeah.
Man.
And then I tried in
I couldn't even remember
2017, in spring of 2017, but instead took a sabbatical, as many of you know, and went back to work, and then quit again this spring. So 2018 was when I was officially done. And yeah, by being very frugal with our money, by looking at the future and deciding we wanted to save towards that instead of what we could have been spending on at the time, we enabled ourselves to have this lifestyle.
Yes, and if you're interested in the financial side of everything, the sister blog to this channel, even though the blog came first, is thinksaveretire.com. It's linked below. I may even put a message at the bottom of the screen. That is the blog that I started back in 2014 and has built up to some size now. So I'm kind of proud of what it has become. But that is all talk about changing your life, living differently, with an element of financial independence and early retirement interwoven into all that, because that happens to be our story.
Yeah, and we traced our journey, because in 2014 is when we got married. That's when we started the blog, and it traced our journey to become financially independent, to sell our houses, to move into the Airstream, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the blog.
We are not rich by any means.
No.
We do have enough, and we spend according to what makes us happy.
Yes.
And really that was the key to making all this happen. Really deciding for us what makes us happy. Is it the cars? Is it the big house? Is it the jewelry? Whatever. Or is it spending a lot less on that
On things.
On things. Okay, sure. Spending a lot less on things and starting to spend more on experiences and being able to live our life the way we want to.
Yep.
And that just happens to be in a 200 square foot Airstream at the moment.
For now. Yes, it is.
Yeah. That might change in the future. Well, it will change eventually.
Yeah.
We just don't know when.
Exactly. So hopefully that shares a little bit of our backstory with you guys. If you have any questions that we did not answer, leave them in the comments below, and we'll love to reach out and talk about all things financial independence and our story and everything like that.
We're open books, man.
If you like this, we'd love it if you give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already to follow our journey, and we'll see you next time.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Keep saving.